I had a lovely friend come up to me once and be like, oh gosh, you suffer with anxiety. How does that affect your daily life? I had to look her in the eye and be like, I don't know, some days I'm just walking down the street and I suddenly remember that in primary school, I thought Holly Willoughby was pronounced Holly Willoughby. And then for the rest of the day, my chest feels like it's made out of the wind. Hello! Hello! Are we doing well? Good, good. I'm trying to sort of gauge demographic-wise who we've got in the room. Could you give me a cheer if you were born or raised in the 90s? Oh, okay, hello, fellow renters. How are we? Very nice to have you in. It's exciting. We've been going long enough now as a generation that we've got generational markers, which I think is quite fun. The first is that apparently we're not really having kids. Very young, yeah, because we've looked around and gone, no, I don't think so. I think it also doesn't help that we were raised in the 90s, and I think 90s parenting was uniquely insane. I don't know, have you ever tried to sort of explain it to someone who wasn't raised at that time? It's quite difficult because it's a very particular flavour of mad, isn't it? It's not like 50s parenting where, I don't know, if you spoke after 6 p.m. you get punched or something. I don't know what they were doing back then. It's why they're all so cross on Facebook now. But, like, it's not their fault, OK? We've got to be nicer. But it's also not quite 2000s parenting, is it? You know, like where you get to call your mum a knobhead. And she just has to stand there and go, oh, he's so creative. Like a very specific point between those two extremes, 90s parenting, isn't it? So, I don't know, they'd offer you dessert after dinner on a Sunday, so nice. And then you ask what it is, and they say the 6 most disappointing words in the English language. There's a yoghurt in the fridge. Oh, that is 90s parenting in a nutshell, that is. I thought Lucozade was medicine until I was 14 years old. What were they doing, man? On an unrelated note, we're apparently the most mentally ill generation. That's a bit of fun, isn't it? Very exciting. Yes, any lunatics in? Yes, there we are. Very exciting. Apparently my personal flavour is anxiety. Yes. Ugh, boring. The one that everyone's got. No, thank you. It's the shittiest one, isn't it? It's the worst one. Like, obviously, it's not the worst one, Christ. But it is... It is like, it's the most cringe of the mental illnesses, isn't it? It's so bad, it's so lame. I had a lovely friend come up to me once and be like, oh gosh, you suffer with anxiety. How does that affect your daily life? I had to look her in the eye and be like, I don't know, some days I'm just walking down the street and I suddenly remember that in primary school, I thought Holly Willoughby was pronounced Holly Willoughby. And then for the rest of the day, my chest feels like it's made out of the wind. It's the shittest one! So lame. And I feel very comfortable talking about it. Don't worry, very, very comfortable talking about it. Fear not. Because I don't know if you know, but there used to be a stigma around mental health. Do you remember it? I think we've solved it. I don't know if any of you have met anybody under the age of 22 recently, but they are extraordinary. You just go up to one for the first time and you're like, oh, hello. Nice to meet you. I like your jeans. Don't know how to speak to these people. And they reply immediately. Just go, oh my God, thank you so much. Yeah, I actually had to start wearing skirts because of the generational trauma attached to my Celtic lineage and the fact they used to wear kilts. So I just exclusively wear jeans now. These ones are actually really great because they're ankle grazers. It's super because it means you get to see my tattoo there. It's of a gull drowning in oil. That's to symbolise my lifelong battle with depression, but also the sort of larger global trauma that we're all living through because of the ecological disaster. Anyway, it's been so nice to meet you. Bye. They're amazing. They're amazing. They're amazing. On one hand, they are amazing. On the other, we could probably tone it down just a little bit. Just a smidgen. Let's regain some shame. Talk about it on stage like a normal person. Don't worry, I'm not in that camp of people otherwise, you know the opposite. The people that are like, oh, everyone's very sensitive now, aren't they? Everyone pathologises everything. We never used to have this kind of stuff, and it was much more difficult in my day, and we just used to get on with it. It wasn't very... That's not true. All that's happened is every single generation, every single era, every single point in history has just had a slightly different set of challenges. That's all that is. So think about it. If you were alive in ancient Egypt, every time you wanted to use a letter A, you had to draw a falcon. Imagine how long it'd take them to scream. But And I think anxiety is one of the most inventive of the mental illnesses. I really do. It's very imaginative. If you've got it, you'll know. Like, it's always finding fun new ways to present itself. I genuinely, last year, snored myself awake in the middle of the night because my brain just decided to go... Oh my God, if all the grapes these days are seedless, how are we going to make new ones? That's the rest of the night gone, that is. And my gift to you, good people, this evening is that now you're all quite worried about that too. Don't have an answer for it, I'm sorry. But I'm trying to get much better, you know, take a leaf out of the younger people's book, because they're so good at talking about stuff like that. They talk about going to therapy like they're going to the dentist. It's incredible. So, you know, to honour them, I'll be very vulnerable with you guys today. If I'm being totally honest with you, I am going to be, after spending slightly too much money on therapy, I did realise I can solve most of my bad mental health days just by listening to ABBA for a bit. Oh, sorry if we've got any ancient Egyptians in, that's the band Falcon, Foot, Falcon. Let's not leave anyone out. Yeah, I think that is the note I'm going to leave you on, I think. I've been Amy Matthews, I'll see you again soon, thank you.